I'm reminded of other interviews I've heard or seen where people talk about regrets
Yeah.
or that sort of thing. And I don't know if I want to ask you that question, but because we were talking about because I came up with the idea of 40 years of ingredients bringing you to this place,
Yeah.
is there any other ingredient that you wish you would have put into the pot? Do you have any regrets about not being able to do something in your life or missing out on something in your life?
Yeah, I always wanted to have kids. That is a path that I did not walk down. I conceived a child once, but obviously didn't go through with it. So I think about that for sure these days. Yeah, that springs immediately to mind. Other than that, it's just like I wish I'd gotten proficient at an instrument, shit like that. I mean, are there things I wish I had not done?
Perhaps.
Conventionally speaking, sure. More philosophically speaking, I feel like, I mean, when the first thing happened more than a year ago, that started off this whole, like, something's not quite right with my body, that ended with us being here. I was in the middle of writing a paper for what turned out to be a fraudulent online yoga teacher training that did not actually offer certification with the Yoga Alliance. Read the small print, folks. Even on a fucking yoga teacher training where I had no reason to expect that it was just full of goddamn weasel words to make you think you were paying for something that you were not getting. But there was an essay portion of this YTT, which had a good curriculum. And I decided that I was going to understand, within the context of a couple thousand word essay, what is actually meant by karma and its associated phenomena. Because people use the word all the goddamn time. I knew that people used the word all the goddamn time inaccurately, but included myself in that. So I was like, this is something I actually want edification on. What do the sutras have to say about karma? That being, sort of the Bible of yoga, sort of. So yeah, when the first things started happening in my body, I was like, something's not quite right. I was deeply immersed in learning the classical concepts of karma. So, regrets? I was persuaded, I guess we could say, by what I read. I fucking love the conventional concept of karma that goes along with the yoga tradition, which I'm not going to try to re-articulate or encapsulate in this moment, but I would say is really worth looking into for people. Mistakes? I've made a few. But, I mean, yeah, man, like, down this whole cancer adventure, there's a few things that if they'd gone differently, the whole thing might have gone differently. It's very hard to say. It's very hard to say. I don't know my destiny. I've cleared a lot of karma, especially I think I've cleared a lot of karma this lifetime, and I've cleared a lot of karma these last 3 years since being diagnosed with cancer. It does rather put, how shall we put it, getting right with oneself on the front burner. At least it can motivate one to. It can also not. You know, I know people personally who've gotten a terminal diagnosis and it just makes them shittier versions of themselves. Yeah. I mean, I don't think a lot about the concept of regrets. I was really, really looking forward to fatherhood. I was sort of an unwavering vision. And destiny is destiny. Even through doctoring, we can say I had small amounts of impact on the direction of some people's lives, which is vaguely similar influentially, I guess. Parenthood. Definitely done inner child work with people. Yeah, things could have gone different down the cancer thing. Maybe a different key would have been found, or there were a couple kind of major fuck-ups where things might have turned out different if those fuck-ups hadn't happened, but
here we are.
Yeah, here we are. You know, I'm definitely not going to my death regretfully. I really ought to memorize that Andrew Jackson, the president. He had 2 deathbed regrets. One that he did not hang so and so, and that he did not kill otherwise so and so. Those were his 2 deathbed regrets. So there were these 2 guys that he wished he'd killed.
2 guys or the same guy in a different method?
2 guys, 2 different people.
Okay.
One of them he specifically wanted to have hung, and the other just offed in some way.
That's not you.
Not me.
No.
I also do not favor a return to the gold standard.
Bitcoin, baby.
I think the Cherokee are just fine. So yeah, that's me in regrets.
Another question. I'm just aware of the time that we've been here and that you are probably out of gas.
Oh, this has fueled me as much as it has taken from.
Okay.
And I need to get hooked back up into my crypt in about an hour.
No problem. Well, it's up to you to how much you want to elaborate on this question here.
All right.
I mentioned it before, the yarmulke.
Yeah.
Religion.
Yeah.
Spirituality.
Heard about it.
All that sort of stuff that I sort of see in your world here, in your apartment.
Yeah, dog.
Do you have anything to say about what happens next?
Ah.
I don't know, the afterlife, after you die. Is there any kind of conversation in there that you want to share?
I have some ideas of what it might be like based on, well, mostly use of drugs. This is another reason why I am going to my death relatively peacefully, and someone can use this in a political ad, whatever. It's because I've done a lot of psychedelics. The insights that I've gained through those experiences have made me pretty absolutely unafraid of the phenomenon of death itself. I am worried about pain that may precede it. But, yeah, I think that these medicines work wonders for our general being humanness. In fact, I am currently microdosing psilocybin as we speak.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. Great mix of psilocybin and fucking pharmaceutical opiates right now.
My understanding of microdosing is that, I mean, you already said it, sometimes people when they face death, if they're an asshole, it amplifies things. Microdosing can do the same sort of thing. It just sort of makes all the parts of you that are sharper. That's my
I like that.
take on it.
I like that. Yes. Microdosing does not often bring that which does not already
Yeah.
exist. But the big doses that I've had in my life definitely are informing my experience now. And it would be unfair to the medicines not to acknowledge that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So getting back to my initial question then, do you
What
think...
goes on after?
Yeah, what happens next? Do you have some sort of sense of that based on whatever you might have done through psychedelics or through some other education or experience, or do you even... do you even want to share that idea? I'm just wondering, is this like, on the list of things that we needed to check off today?
No, it isn't. I don't feel qualified to comment, and I don't know what the utility might be. It's not something I think about.
Okay.
For whatever reason, I know that something will happen, and that's good enough for me.
Ashes to ashes, dust to dust.
Yeah. Ashes to ashes, fun to funky. We know Major Tom's a junkie. It's right there in a later song. Space Oddity is about a heroin overdose. Yeah. I mean, the first part is really the biggest. Like, I do not feel qualified to comment on what happens after death. I don't even feel qualified to speculate. It doesn't fuss me.
Well, I guess I'm selfish in asking that because...
do not believe in heaven and hell in the conventional Christian sense.
That's what I was going to say. That like, from my unknowing of my death to your perspective of understanding that there is this imminent death, like, is there any kind of perspective that you have around what's on the other side that I might not?
Right.
Because I'm not in the same seat as you? Like,
Fair enough.
Right?
Well, if knowing that I'm dead, if being dead, it carries with it an energetic adjacency to the phenomenon of what it is once we cross that threshold. Once, not whence. But whence we cross that threshold, what shall there be? That would be from whence. Let's forget that whole prepositional mess. My brain just completely shat the bed. So
I'm going to say that that's not a coincidence.
oh yeah, an energetic adjacency to the phenomenon of death that may be experienced by how I'm currently manifesting. If we take it as death is this thing, I'm carrying a fair bit of it in my energetic field right now. You and whomever is watching, there's something for you to touch into that happens to be the phenomenon of what happens when we leave our body. Then I'd say you can take some comfort and solace in someone who has one foot there being pretty fucking happy and chill. That's all I got for you.
Okay. That's great. That's great.
Yeah, that seems like a good place we can start winding up. Winding down?
Well, I was thinking, what's the phrase that you ask people? How are you doing? Or how are you going?
How's
or
your day going?
How's your day going?
How's your day going?
Like, I didn't want to end this on some kind of a soggy diaper full of shit note, because into this interview, a couple hours, that's not who you are. And I would rather people understand, your family, your friends, your loved ones, whoever it is that sees this, to sort of get a sense of you right now, like
Yeah.
what's going on. And then that'll be the ending of the interview here.
That's often how I would start a session. I picked this up from Lily Ruth Rosenberg. Client comes in, sits down, and say, "How are you in this moment? How are you in this moment?" I'll never forget when one person said, "Well, 2 weeks ago this thing started," and it's like, okay, that's how you are in this moment. That's how moments are for you right now. In this particular moment, I feel really it feels like cuddling after sex. I'm like kind of tired, super comfy, feel very open, have this like closeness, afterglow, like, yeah, I feel like this interview was a lot, and it was really full, and also like I feel like I just got a lot out. Things clarified for articulation, and some new kind of perspective, some new ways of looking at things. I feel very appreciative of the opportunity to just like fucking talk about, just talk, just be candid, be like, just share what's in me. Everybody likes to share their stories. I started to trip myself up and say, no, that's not true, but I actually think it is. I think everybody values the opportunity to share their stories. Some people, it's been too painful to go there previously. They don't like to go there now, but I think inherently, probably everybody likes to share their stories. And I feel really like this is another gift that has shown up, and I feel like I've articulated some things pretty well, and I hope it's like brought some benefit. I'm actually less tired now than when we started, probably because I was up till 3 a.m. making my memorial website. I just got in this zone. I hardly ever have much opportunity these days to like really apply myself, because my life is just amorphous and I'm just like seeing people and having fun. So to actually like hunker down for 5 hours and basically make a website, getting in that zone of productivity, I was just in it, and I was like, you know what, I'm just going to do this until I've done enough things that I feel it's a good place to end, because I fucking love being in this state. And it ended up being 3 a.m. that I finally turned over and went to sleep. But
you put down your hammer and chisel and
yeah,
I've done this headstone.
done this fucking yeah.
I'm done.
Who makes their own memorial site?
Aaron Banfield, that's who.
So yeah, I was actually like, oh boy, and then I have this whole thing this afternoon. Right. Especially because I had an 8 a.m. video call, so quite underslept, but it worked. Yeah, I feel like I have more energy post this interview, except for the sort of energetic post-coitalness of the whole. That was a lot. Yeah, I feel more energetic than when we started, because this has really nourished my spirit a lot. And thank you for listening. Takes energy. Anyone who's interviewed knows this. Anyone who's hanging out with someone who won't fucking shut up and let some balance and reciprocity in the conversation knows listening takes energy, and you listened. And so thank you.
Thank you. I didn't know what to expect coming into this. And I'm just happy that you feel energized by this, that this has been some form of good medicine for you. Yeah, I'm just grateful to be able to do this with you today. So thanks.
You're welcome. I feel much love for you right now.
Likewise. Yeah. And cut.
Not a bad moment. Thank you for your presence, Marcia. You were just...
It's an honor to be here. It's really so beautiful, and you're both amazing in your sensitivity, and you're the perfect person to be there for him.
Thanks.
It's great.
My wonderful Aunt Marcia was just beaming so much love.
I am. I'm not sure it was Lear, but that can always be.
Oh,
No,
yeah, might have been a difference.
it doesn't
Might not have been
matter.
Lear.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah, it doesn't
can always
matter,
be-
but
No, I'm just joking with you.
yeah, continuity. When you edit it,
Yeah.
you'll get me going. So when Laurence Olivier played Hamlet,
And your lips are going, Lear.
yeah.
With your permission, sir, I'm going to press the stop buttons.
Bye, everybody.
See you on the other side.
See you on the other side.
Or something like that. Oh, I forgot to press record. Shit.